So today I went to a thrift store I've never been to before. They had quite a few bags of scrap fabric for sale, and in one of the carts they had their bags that were normally $10 on sale for $5. I bought 6 of those. So I'm going to go through one of those today. They look like they were separated by color, so this is all mostly pinks and reds and oranges. Let's check it out. This actually has a texture. It's like a thread. That's kind of neat. There's not a lot of it. It's probably fabric scraps, but this would be great for some doll clothes. It's just the right size for American Girl doll stuff, so I think that will work out great. And this is a little bit thicker fabric. Not quite canvas, but it's a fairly good size hunk of fabric. Probably just over half a yard, like bits are over half a yard. I'm not quite sure what I would use it with, because there's not a lot, so I'll think about it. That's cute, even with the silver metallic running through it. It looks like about a yard. I like how bright it is. I think it would be really cute as a little girl's, like a really simple girl's dress. And I think there is probably just enough to do that. So I measured it and it's 1 1/3 yards. So even better. So I think I can probably do that. It has a seam on it, homemade. Although that may have just been to wash it. It's got some staining on it. So I'm going to have to wash it for sure. At best, it's a yard. It's not my favorite. It is vintage, so I'll wash it and see what I think of it. Now this is a heavier fabric. Still not canvas, but definitely a thicker fabric. I'm not really a fan. Let's see how much there is. So it's just over 1.5 yards, and I just don't like it. So I don't know what I'll do with it. Now this is vintage. This matches the quilt tops that I bought at another place. I mean, the type of fabric. Someone told me it was double knit. I guess it might be. It's with the way it's cut out, it's not like a yard, but it's kind of a yard. There's a little bit of tape staining. Tape is evil. Probably won't come out, but I'll try. I think this is just enough. If I could match it, it could be the trim for a dress. If I can match it. Or like the top part and the bottom part be a matching part. Or, again, if I can find some good trim, a shirt. But it's pretty cute. I've never seen this pattern before, so I'm a fan. Tell me what you think. Oh. This looks very 60s, 70s because of the colors and the shapes. Again, not a very big piece. I could maybe make a tank top out of it if I did like a green straps, maybe. It's a pretty lightweight. No stretch, but I think that would be cute as a tank top. Interesting. Definitely a vintage fabric. Less than a fat quarter, so I'm not quite sure what I would use it in because there's just not that much of it. And then there's this piece. I wish it was a little bit longer and then I'd make a Christmas stocking out of it. That'd be cute. Okay, this is kind of like that double knit. I assume that's what it is. If I'm wrong, I'm really sorry. Definitely vintage, and it looks like there's a lot. I like the color. It would look amazing as a dress or a jumpsuit, right? Anyways, let's see how much fabric there is here. There is just under 4 yards, which is amazing. I definitely have several patterns that I think this would work for. It has a slight two-way stretch. So I'm going to look through my patterns again because I am almost positive I have a period correct pattern that uses this fabric. Okay, this is like t-shirt material. Is it a pillowcase? Ouch. It was a dress, maybe? Okay. I'm not exactly sure how that would have worked as a dress based on all that. But I can reuse it for something else. Or not. We'll see. From a distance, it kind of looks like a linen, but it doesn't really feel like it. It's a little stiff. So it could be with a coating or whatever. But it's a very orangey peach. Most of this fabric is about 3/4 of a yard, but it's very wide. It is definitely over 44 inches wide. So it's enough to make something. I just don't have a plan right this minute. Now this is like a yellowy orange peach. Sort of that polyester pants material. Let's see how much there is. So it's right at about 2 yards. Plenty to make something. It's not really my color, so I'll have to think about who I can make something, who I know that would look good in this color. Now I got a lot of this type of fabric from my grandma's house, so I think this is great. The color is a really interesting orange. Let's see how much there is. Ooh, there's a bit of staining on it, but I think that will come out. It's about 2 yards, and it's not super wide fabric, but that's cool. I don't know what I'll make out of it yet, but I'm really happy to get this fabric. I think I might have paid almost $5 for this by itself, so I'm happy. A plain peach cotton, a little bit thicker cotton maybe. maybe half a yard. This one is more of a peach peach. Definitely can make something out of that. Some true scrap peach. Just more of a clothing fabric type material versus quilting fabric. Oh, definitely vintage. Two-way stretch. It looks like it's about a yard. Maybe slightly more. Nah, I'd say it's right at a yard. I will have to think carefully about how to use this. Because it is super wide, so there is some to use, but if you have any suggestions for what to make out of this one in terms of clothing, I'm all ears. Let me know. A fresh scent. It doesn't smell too bad. So a two-way stretch knit with a sort of a, it's peach, but it's not a very bright peach. Almost got a grayish tinge to it. But there's a lot, so let's see how much there is. So a yard and 25 inches. I don't have a plan for it. It's not bad. It feels really nice. It's a nice knit. So I'll think about it. Just a plain quilting cotton type peach. Looks more like a homemade seam, so it wasn't a pillowcase or anything. It definitely is like a polyester of some sort. And see-through. I assume it's vintage, and there seems to be a fair amount of it, so let's see how much there is. So it looks to be about 2 yards. It's fairly wide, so there's a lot to work with. I'll have to be creative and think of how I'd want to use it, or if I even do. So if you have a suggestion, just let me know. Looks like clothes. It's a pair of pants. Cotton viscose. They actually look pretty comfortable, so I'll wash them and they might fit. They seem kind of short. Maybe they're supposed to be short. I don't know. You can just see some of these fabrics screaming vintage. This is actually, I don't know how it looks on the video, but this is actually more of an orangey red. I mean, it's almost what I would consider orange. And it's a silky with definite two-way stretch. It looks like there's a fair amount of it. Let's check it out. It is pretty much 2 yards. So I've seen a lot of shirts made out of this kind of material. I'm thinking more, I don't know, maybe a skirt. Or, well, I don't know. Give me your opinion. This is like a knit, like sort of one of the double knits. And I would say this is more brown. It's not really maroon. And it's several scraps. Huh. I am not sure what I would use this for. There's over a yard of it. Maybe with the scraps you might consider it 2 yards in a way. And it's got a couple bits of staining on it, so I'm going to have to wash it. And it looks like it's just discolored from age. You can tell the difference between the here and here. So I'll wash it and see how it turns out, and maybe I'll be struck with inspiration. This is like a jeans material, canvasy jeans. It is discolored, so I don't know what will come out. But it's cute. Pink with white polka dots, always cute, right? So I'm going to definitely wash this one. I have a huge pile of washing. And it looks like this might be 4 yards. Let's check it out. Okay, it's about 2 yards. Super wide fabric though. Like I said, really discolored. So I give it a 50-50 chance because it kind of looks like sun discoloration on part of it. And if it is, I mean, there's not much I can do about that. So if it's sun discoloration and doesn't come out, I'll cut it up for a purse. And if it does come out, I'm going to make some overalls for my niece. And I think that will be cute. There might still be enough even if I don't get it out. We'll see. It doesn't really have stretch, but it's kind of like the double knit, sort of. It's not like a regular quilting cotton kind of thing. There's probably not quite a yard, or if you take the extra pieces, about a yard. It's not terribly soft on the inside, so I'm not quite sure how I would use it yet. I'll think about it. This is like pink. And it's a double knit type fabric. I mean, extremely light, light stretch both ways, but I mean, barely. Let's see how much there is. So it's 1 3/4 yards, but it is 60 inches wide, so that's a lot. I'm not entirely sure how I want to use it. It might be cute as like a tighter top with an attached white skirt in a 60s, 70s sort of a fashion with like a white matching jacket for it. Tell me what you think. Too much? Interesting. A little bit of staining. It's like a knit, a double knit maybe. I don't know. Definitely has the stretch. It looks like a fair amount. Probably 2 yards again. Let's look. I was off a little. It's 1.5 yards. It's sort of a bright orange. I'm not quite sure what I'd make out of it. I'll have to think about this one. It's like a t-shirt material. So maybe 1/2 yard piece right here. It feels really nice. Not sure about the orange, but feels great. And there might be a lot. Let's look and see. Okay, I can't quite tell because I need more space to lay this out, but there's 3 or 4 yards here, plus the 1/2 yard. So quite a bit. I don't know what I'll make out of it. I'll have to think about it. But there's a lot to think about. I'm not really sure what you call this material. Besides polyester. So it is not wide at all. It's about 32 inches. But there is about 3 yards of it. I mean, it's a nice pink purple. Definitely a color of its time. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. It doesn't feel terrible, but it's not like it's a soft fabric. Ooh, this one's dirty. Definitely has some staining. I don't know. It's like grass stains, so maybe ink stains, but it might match the other one. Yeah, it might match the other one that I got earlier in the pile. I'll wash it, see if it comes out, and we'll go from there. Oh. Definitely have to wash it and see how the creases come out. Can't always tell if it's dirt or if it's just discoloration from being folded for a long time. It's a thicker material. Still feels like a cotton though, which is nice. Let's see how much there is. So it's about 1.5 yards. I can definitely make something out of it, especially for my niece. She likes pink, but I'll have to wash it first and see how much I have to work with. This is interesting fabric. It's textured with this diagonal on it. And it's almost a Barbie pink. It looks like it's not quite 2 yards. It definitely is vintage. I'm not sure what I'll do with it. It looks like this part will probably be unusable because of the discoloration and maybe some of the other folds. We'll see. We'll see, but if you have any suggestions for this fabric, let me know. It feels pretty neat on the outside. Fluorescent red is what I would call this. Let's see what's on the other side. Well, it's coming off whatever it is, like yellow paint. I'm not quite sure what this fabric is. It doesn't feel like a nylon or a rayon. It doesn't feel like a cotton either. If anyone knows what this might be or was, I mean, whatever this inner coating was, it's coming off. So it's almost like a jacket material, like a wind jacket. Let me know if you know. So, a silk or a fake silk, I don't know. About 1/2 yard. I like both sides, just depends on what you want it for. I'm not quite sure what I would use it for, but we'll see. A hot pink quilting cotton. About 1/2 yard. Nice Barbie pink. I never mind getting solid quilting cottons. It can be pretty useful. This is just that dust from that other piece of fabric, so I'm gonna have fun cleaning that up. Some pink jean or canvas fabric. That's the inside. Well, I'll wash it and see how well the stains come out. It looks like not quite 1 yard, but it is super wide. So I think I could probably make a pair of jean shorts out of it. That would be pretty cute. So I'll wash it, and if there's enough, that's what I'm going to make. This looks like clothes. Oh, this is clothes. It's a skirt. Oh, a 2X large rayon. That's nice. It's actually kind of pretty. I could probably fix the waist for myself, and it is lined, so yeah, I'll probably try and fix the waist on this, and then I'll have a new skirt. Just a red quilting cotton, maybe half a yard, maybe. Always nice. So about a yard of this fabric, I'm not really sure what it is. It's not a cotton, and it's not super silky, but it's got the drape of like a silky kind of fabric. It's nice. I don't know what I'd use it for because it's just a yard, but we'll see. Okay, I think this fabric was in there. This fabric never does well. If you put the two pieces together, you see that? So this is basically no good. It just sticks and it loses a lot of its color. I can probably piece out enough pieces to make a Barbie dress and then just toss the rest because it's basically history because of the sticky, they stuck those pieces together. So just a warning, if you ever buy this material, yeah. I guess it's kind of a velvet. Sort of a knit kind of velvet. Cotton. Not a very big piece. You know, it might be really great for sort of a boho kind of purse. Oh wait, there's another piece. So it does have a little bit of stretch to it though, but since it's so small, I'm not sure what else I could make out of it. Interesting. Sort of like a stretch nylon or spandex kind of a thing. With a giant hole in it. I could probably make some Barbie or potentially an American Girl doll bathing suit out of this with this material. So I think that's what I'm probably going to do. I think I have a pattern for that, so that's probably what I'll do. So 2 pieces of scrap of this kind of cotton, which I like, and I think, like I said, I have some from my grandma's stash, and I might actually have some that matches this, though you never know for sure with reds. Some of the colors you can kind of match stuff, but it never hurts my feelings to have this fabric. So about a fat quarter's worth of red and white stripe cotton. So not a lot to work with, but you know, I could definitely use it. So do you think this bag was worth $5? I do. I know it was. It's amazing. You know, when I saw the sign said $5, I was like, oh no. Got excited. So I do have 5 other $5 bags plus a $6 bag that I'll be going through in another video, so keep an eye out for those. And if you enjoyed this type of video, I have an entire playlist of just fabric hauls. Thanks!